Bad feeling about this.
I do too.
We never had this problem before.
Take a good swing at it.
Yeah, if you don't have a ticket, they'll make you walk back.
We got our tickets.
You don't? So you're gonna walk back?
My father and I own Flag Coal Company number 75, a 040 tank engine that we bought and restored in 91 to 2001.
My son was 19 at the time, and 19-year-olds aren't the easiest to work with.
We now have 4 of them. It's kind of a father-son hobby that's gotten way out of hand, is what it is.
We've been from Michigan, Indiana, Alabama, Florida, North and South Carolina, Connecticut, Ohio. 15
states and 18 different railroad museums, hauling this engine around the country, giving people rides. I work for the railroad for a living during the week, and on the weekends I go play train with my engines. This week we're starting out at Titusville, Pennsylvania, and then we're going to go home to the farm in Indiana, and then we're going to go on to the South Carolina Railroad Museum in Winnsboro, South Carolina.
We travel so much with these engines that people are always wondering how we got them to where we're at.
The engines are actually loaded on an especially adapted semi-truck.
Every truck stop that I go to, their crowds follow me. It's quite an experience.
And if it wasn't for Dave, we wouldn't do this. He's great. He's put a semi in places I wouldn't even try putting a pickup truck. First of all, Dave pulls up on the crossing and he'll get the rails that the engine's setting on his trailer. He'll get those lined up with the rails at the crossing where we're at. And then he'll detach the gooseneck off the front of his trailer and he'll move the tractor and the gooseneck out of the way. And then we'll pull a set of rails, extra set of rails on the truck. We'll pull those off the front and they'll set down on top of the rails in the crossing where we're gonna unload it.
When we build the ramp, we have to put gauge bars in to hold it right, and then the points that sit on the rails need to sit down over the rails. They're made in such a way that they can't slip and slide.
It takes about an hour, a little over, to get the engine actually off the truck.
Well, not always, because in Whitewater, it took us a couple hours to get the thing unloaded.
Well, what did it take so long for?
A bad feeling about this.
I do too.
We never had this problem before. This wood's so tight against the track, our channel won't set down over the track. So we got it up where it probably shouldn't be. You want to let it down with the winch?
Yeah, you know, let's do that. Let's put the winch on it.
Okay, sounds like a plan. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Dave's gonna let it down off the truck with a winch while the diesel pulls it to get it started.
What are the chances he's gonna pull so hard it snaps my cables?
Well, they're a first time for everything. I guess I'm game to try anything once, and hopefully it ends up on the track. Okay, all we're trying to do is get it pulled far enough to get it started rolling.
Okay, I'm ready. Are you?
Good?
Good.
Easy.
All right, have him stop.
Okay.
The winch is so slow that he's pulling a little hard on it, and I can't keep up back here. It's putting a lot of stress on our system.
About another 3 feet.
That's good right there. Hold that.
That's good.
We just prayed when it went off that it hit the rails.
We did a pretty good job. It's off.
And it's on the tracks. So.
Yeah. Where was Barney?
Well, he's probably at the north side of town waiting till the work's done. Then he'll show up and then he'll be criticized what I did.
I was at work. Some of us have a job. We're starting at the Oil Creek and Titusville Railroad, where we'll be double heading with our good friend Scott and his locomotive.
We're here today for Steam Train Weekend. We have 2 steam engines that are running on the train today.
Steam hasn't been here since '53. It's part of American history. You don't see steam anymore. It's a machine of the past. People just want to try to put their hands on these machines. On it, they don't see them very often.
Scott's a very good friend of ours. I look at him as a little brother.
He's like a mouse. Once the head and nose get through.
Yeah, if I can fit my head through.
His viscous number 6 is just a little bit smaller than ours. It was built by Baldwin instead of Vulcan. Otherwise, they're pretty close to the same.
He restored it on his own, and he did a real good job with it.
He really did a nicer job than we did.
Yeah, but, you know, and I hate to tell him that. Well, don't tell him that. Because his engine is really nice and works well, and he's not a slob like we are.
That's true.
This weekend is very significant because it's our major fundraiser of the year. The community has really stepped up to support us on this. They visit our stations, see our museums, see our new visitor center.
This is an absolute event for families, and what they're doing is getting ready to take a hour and 20-minute ride on the Fieldmore line.
Welcome aboard, folks.
It goes down through the heart of Titusville. It goes through the industrial area. It goes from the west end of town to the east end of town.
We go right through the middle of a state park, pristine, beautiful forest, along a beautiful trout stream.
Every now and then we go far enough that we have to have a different means of getting water for the engine.
We're at the end of the run here, and we're taking on water to make our trip back, and there seems to be a slight issue with the water.
One of the things that concerns us whenever we have to have a fire department fill our tanks is if they have a foaming agent in the water.
As the tank got fuller and fuller, we see bubbles coming out of the top of the tank. Bubbles in feed water for a steam boiler are never a good thing.
I was somewhat upset, annoyed, disgusted. I could visualize all kinds of things bad happening.
We always ask the fire department, do they have foaming agent in their water? And they assured us no.
Well, something was in it.
I think I know what it is. What's that?
After talking to the fire department, we discovered that we're inside of a national park, and the National Park Service, they borrowed the fire department's hoses, and the Park Service evidently uses Dawn dish soap as a foaming agent. We decided we just overflow the tank a bunch, maybe dilute it out a little bit, get rid of the soap suds to begin with, and maybe that'll be enough to get us home without giving us any problems.
When that foam come rolling out of the tank, though, when I came down off the engine, I wasn't too tickled.
There was not a whole lot that you said that could be repeated.
I don't remember getting that cranked up.
That's the problem you have. When you get cranked up, you don't remember. But It was impressive. We're going to be leaving Pennsylvania and heading home for Indiana and celebrate Dad's birthday. We're on the road an awful lot, and you know, there may not be much more than corn in Indiana, but it sure is nice to be home.
The farm's been in the family since about 1847, somewhere in there. We got about 150 acres. I've never lived anywhere else. The brick house here was built by my great-grandfather. The buildings where we work on the engine is actually part of the house that my great-grandfather had. And when they built the new house, they moved it down here and turned it into a hog pen, and then we turned it into a shop after we quit raising hogs. The barn was built in 1879. It was built 10 years before the house. And you can see that we're in the process of building another shed for Arnie's wife's horses. We'd like to buy another engine, and she kind of balked at that, so unless she had a horse barn, so we got blackmailed and now we're building a horse barn so we can maybe go buy another engine.
Originally, the hog roast was my hog roast. Dad suddenly has kind of taken over, and now it's our hog roast. We've done these for about 15 years now, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year to the point where it's basically out of hand.
I thought we were just having a hog roast, but people keep talking about my birthday, so I don't know what they're gonna try to do to me.
We got Dad a piñata for his birthday. Need a little help filling it because there's close to 25 pounds of candy in the thing. Believe me, this sucker's heavy. He's got to have a mallet for his piñata. There's a lime green hard hat on the workbench in the far corner. We're gonna make him wear a hard hat.
Okay.
As soon as I came around the corner of the house and seen this thing, I knew I'd been had.
We got a stick for you. Here's your stick.
I've never been around anybody with a piñata or had one myself, and I really didn't even know what it was until it was explained to me.
Now, there's quite a bit of stuff in there. You're gonna have to wear a hard hat.
It's for your own safety.
What the heck is in this thing?
I'll be right here with you. Don't worry, I'll be right here with you. If you can hit it once, I guarantee you'll bust it open.
Oh, come on now.
Remember, this is the last one of these we're gonna do, and you're only gonna be 70 once. It's right there. Ready?
Right where?
It's right in front of you. Take a good swing at it. You are a little low on that one. Just a little low. Swing a little higher.
There's probably 150 people here watching me make a fool of myself.
You aren't pulling it up on you.
No, I haven't moved it. It's right there. Right there where you got to hit it. Happy birthday. Despite the hard time I gave Dad the whole time through the hog roast and all the trouble I give him the rest of the time, I really do think he enjoyed his 70th birthday.
He always says he doesn't want anybody to celebrate his birthday. He doesn't want any recognition for it. Parties are dumb and this kind of thing. But I think secretly he just loves it. Barney and I talked about it and we decided that we were going to do something even if he said he didn't want it because we knew he would be thrilled.
I used to think that 70 was ancient. I guess I really feel fortunate in what I've been able to do and the things that I've been able to do, and a lot of it goes right back to the gal that I married. So, and she's put up with me now for 47 years, I think it's been. She could probably tell you, I can't.
We have been married 47 years, and if anybody asks me, I always say, if they say, well, how long have you been married? I said, oh, we've had 30 good years. And they said, but how long have you been married? And I said, 47. That serves him right.
It's getting close to being 50 years, which I thought anybody that was ever married for 50 years was something, but it looks like unless she decides to wise up and get rid of me.
It's been a real adventure to be married to John, and I hope to be still adventuring with him for many more years to come.
You know, what more could you ask for? Setting off the paper balloons was really a nice way to end a good day.
So we're heading out and leaving home.
We're here at the South Carolina Railroad Museum with Flagpole 75.
The Railroad Museum began in the 1970s and it was based in Charleston, South Carolina. In 1983, Martin Marietta Corporation donated 11.5 miles of the railroad line to the museum. And the museum then was able to move all their equipment up here. We're very fortunate this year to have been able to arrange again with John Gramling to use one of his steam locomotives.
Rufus Timms is one of our engineers here at South Carolina, and Rufus has run the engine for us every time we've been here. He's very good at it, very conscientious to the point where we'll just let him go.
I consider John and Barney very good friends. They've been really good to me and to the folks here at the South Carolina Railroad Museum.
And this is very special. There is no other place in South Carolina where somebody can ride a train behind a steam locomotive.
Welcome aboard.
For our local residents, this is really quite a wonderful experience. It is really a blend of nostalgia, people wanting to expose the young people to this type of thing, which they have not ever had a chance to experience before. We've done this a couple of times. We've had a very good turnout, as you can see. Lots of people are very excited because steam is very unusual.
Coach is on your left-hand side. Open air car is on your right-hand side. We will take your tickets on board.
Mr. Frank, train's all yours.
We're going to take off with a cloud of smoke.
When we're starting out, when we first get ready to move the locomotive, we have to blow out the water. That's why you see the drama and the steam and the water shooting out the sides and everything. If we didn't do that, then it would actually blow the heads off of it, which, needless to say, would probably make John and Barney very mad at us.
The run here is about a 3.5 mile run.
The track was originally built in 1883. It extended 5 miles, and it was built to serve a rock quarry, a quarry where they got granite. It was only used for hauling rock. It was built as a short line railroad, and it went and connected with what was then the Southern Railroad. So blocks of stone were quarried and shipped out up and down the East Coast.
Hank was originally sold to a coal company, but it was repossessed by Vulcan Iron Works and sold to a rock quarry.
Tank engines weren't really made to haul passenger trains or run up and down on the main line. They were made to toil away inside of a factory or a quarry or a coal mine. And Hank actually spent most of his working life in a rock quarry, pushing little carts from the blasting face up to a rock crusher.
This railroad actually used steam locomotives until the early 1960s.
The trip is actually through quite a bit of forest, and then there's some farmland, and there's some interesting things along the route.
One of the more important sights along the way is the existence of a couple of old cabins that date back to the early part of the 20th century when they were sharecroppers' cabins. The whole area was sharecropped after the Civil War, and there is one cabin that is totally fallen in, but it's still there, and there is another cabin that has been rebuilt by the owners as a little getaway hunter's cabin. It has no running water, it has no electricity, so it is very similar to the way it was when it was truly a sharecropper's cabin. The other artifacts that still remain are the chimneys from other cabins. The cabins are gone, but there are brick and stone chimneys that exist on both sides of the track, which are quite interesting to our passengers.
Penny, Charlotte, what's your name?
Peter.
So do you ever fight with your sister?
Like on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
So every day of the week then?
Yeah, pretty much.
We get a lot of old timers that have ridden trains long ago. They may have taken the train when they served in the military. There are a lot of people that want to bring their children, grandchildren, or great-grandchildren to experience a little bit of things that they experienced when they were young.
Do you have a ticket?
You better have tickets.
Boy, yeah, if you don't have a ticket, they'll make you walk back.
We got our tickets.
You don't? So you gonna walk back?
There is a little corrugated metal building labeled Roof, and that is the smallest station in South Carolina. There was very, very little passenger service, but people sometimes would take the train to get off at a midway point like that because of the farming and the sharecropping that went on. Most of the passenger traffic were workers going to the quarries or just people that worked on the railroad. So there were no passenger cars. They would just get on a caboose or a flat car and just ride out.
Hi. I like your hat. Can I have your hat? Good. How's that? You don't like that? You want your hat back? Okay. She just really didn't like my hat very well. Maybe it smelled, I don't know.
Come and see us again.
I think maybe the whistle was a little scary, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
It wasn't? You don't think so?
Looking at Rufus and me, it was probably somewhat inevitable that we would eventually make our way to the, should we say, refreshment stand, especially when you looked at the type of fare that was available.
I think Barney will probably buy several of the things they have.
We'll take a funnel cake.
All right, is that gonna be out for you?
Fried Oreo.
Fried Oreos? Okay. All right.
I want to try that.
Fried Oreos.
If it's not good for you, he'll probably buy it.
Want a fried pickle?
Yes, try fried pickle.
Let's try fried pickle too.
Just fried pickle, yeah. Barney and I are partners in crime. We both like to eat too much.
What's the damages?
I need another 5.
All I have was a 10.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I got a 10. You owe me now.
Big time.
Here's your phone cake.
What time's your train leave? Oh, the train ain't leaving until you're there.
Okay, here's the Oreos. All right, we're gonna work on some pickles.
I've never had a fried Oreo. You're supposed to eat it, not inhale it. You can deep fry anything, and it's gonna be good. My wife catches me with all this stuff, we're gonna be in trouble. I don't know where she is, but...
She was behind you looking at you.
Oh, she was? Mm-hmm. No, she's behind you watching us now.
Are your fried pickles?
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you'll enjoy those.
Oh, I will.
We came out yesterday to ride Hank, and then when he saw the railroad crossings, he wanted to see the train from the road. So we came back today, and he made a sign for him.
He looks so cool.
Hi, I seen you yesterday, I think, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you have a sign?
Yes. It said, "Go Hank Gunner."
Thank you for making the sign. That was really neat.
Did you see it?
No, I was here, but people on the train got off and told me. So, since you did that, we figured you need a hat, too. Well, let's see. Let's see what we may have to shrink it in size a little bit.
He loves kids. He really loves kids. And I don't have that way with the kids like he does. But I'll never tell him that.
Thank you, John.
Well, you're welcome.
I like that.
That you can ring the bell up in the engine.
And you had a chance to ring the bell.
No, I didn't.
You haven't? Go up there and let Mr. Tim will let you ring the bell. I'm sure he will.
Good job! You're going to be our official bell ringer now. What do you think? You think you can help us? All right. Good boy. Thank you, Gunner. Thank you, Gunner.
It's been a fun year.
Yeah, we've had a lot of things happen, and
not all of it was fun.
Not all of it was fun, but for the most part it was, and it comes right down to it. I think the kids are the highlight of the whole thing.
I will admit it is fun watching their eyes light up. Yes.
It just makes it enjoyable.
You want to see what makes her go? Here we go. See it in there? We can roast a marshmallow in there, can't we?
Are you always this quiet at home?
Nope. I wish.
Well, you got a nice white shirt on.
Oh yeah, she's ready to go. She even has her gloves.
Oh,
she's ready to go.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Aha! He ran away. How you doing? Good?
You could just take him.
Oh no.
High five, yeah.
Which one do you like better? John? Or Barney?
I don't think she likes either one of you guys.
Bye-bye. Yeah. She likes us better 10 feet away.
Oh yeah, she likes you better 10 feet away.
She cried more for you than she did for me. Yes, she
That
did.
was cries of joy.
Oh, yeah.